Okay, thank you very much for coming in on Saturday morning. I am with Abhay, and we work together.
Hello,
So
morning.
I'll be with you for another probably almost close to 2 hours, and the way we have structured it today is we together, okay, will take you through some of the slides on which we tell you the major topic that we cover today is what kind of wearable technology, okay, we actually are working on. And then we will take you to demonstrate the devices. How does it look like? You have to sit down there and have a look at it. I won't be going to hand it over to you, but I'll show you how it works. And then I'll be possibly taking you actually with many industry use cases, okay, which are being developed on smart glasses devices across the industry, and followed by a developer opportunity, or probably opportunity for everyone, okay, in the industry on wearable and smart glasses. And that probably all these I'm going to cover in almost like an hour and 15 minutes, and then we will demonstrate you actual product, okay, that we have built across, and followed by you is all up to you. So we'll open for Q&A session, and we will take questions for I think 20-25 minutes, and feel free to ask questions. Actually, I love to answer as many as I can. So is it okay to start the beautiful day with? Okay, thank you very much. So I just said that, okay, let's go to, I'll freeze here for a moment, and then I will hand it over to Abhay, who will explain exactly what this technology is all about, and what it consists, how does it work, and some of the things, okay, I believe that you all should know what is in the glass, and how to develop about it, what kind of sensor it consists, and possibly then I will take you to some of the use cases to show you how applications are being built onto it, and then the people are using it. All you need to understand that, okay, this is a very futuristic technology coming in, and it actually requires a lot of design thinking to be put into practical use. And when you try to do a goal to make an industry solution or probably enterprise solution, okay, you need to really brainstorm hard on to find the application area which you are going to address. And during the time today, I will also highlight, okay, some of the areas, okay, which are very, very, I can say, how do I say it, very, very suitable to develop applications on glass, and then the people have already started doing it. Okay, so you have a mic with you? Yeah, so I invite Owen now to actually take you through the devices. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, VK. Good morning, everybody. Before I start, I would quickly like to check. So how many of you here? Achha. So how many of you here are actually carrying a mobile device? Possibly everybody. How many of you actually have worked or have tried to install something on the device? Like applications, you all go to Play Store, you download applications.
Almost everyone.
Right? Almost everybody. How many of you have actually worked on Android technologies, or do you know insights? You have insights about Android? Very few. So you have actually tried programming in Android? Excellent. All right. So the device that we're going to show you today, it's called M100. That's the name of the device, and the maker is called Vuzix. Vuzix Incorporation. They are one of the few, or just couple actually, smart glass makers in the world, who make enterprise level devices. When I say enterprise level devices, you all know Google Glass, right? Everybody has heard about it. It didn't go that far because of security concerns, and obviously they directly attacked the consumer market. This device in specific is targeted for an enterprise market, right? That's the current status, right? The company has been actively making the glasses. Okay. Company is actively making glasses for about 18 years now, and most of their devices were being supplied to US Army or US military. Now they have, since last few years, they are into commercial market. So the device, as I said, device runs Android. It's a full-fledged Android device. It's a full-fledged Android device minus the GSM radar. So it doesn't have a SIM card, but it has everything else that you would expect from an Android device. It has a Wi-Fi radio built in. It has a SD card that you can plug in. It runs Android, so it has its own CPU, processing power. It has Bluetooth built in. You can use Bluetooth to connect to a companion device like your handset. It also has a couple of noise cancellation mics and of course a speaker built in. Additional stuff that, you know, as a programmer we would actually like to use are the sensors. The device consists of multiple sensors, all inertial sensors like gyroscope, magnetometer. It has a gesture sensor. So the reason behind putting all the sensors into this small device is actually lies behind the use cases that it could possibly be used for, right? So we'll talk about use cases in a while, but in general, as you can see, the device, it doesn't have any way to connect a keyboard, right? That's the use case, right? So you want to do all the stuff with the device hands-free, completely, right? But then you need a way to control the device, right? You need a way to control your applications that run on top of it. So all of this is controlled by using voice sensors or the gesture sensors, right? So you must have seen in movies, right? People just moving their arms around or hands around and taking some actions. Now the things is actually coming to reality here. So all the applications or the use cases that all the applications that we built here, they are controlled by voice commands or voice actions or gesture actions using your hands. So I'll hand it over back to one more thing I wanted to talk about is the device has a front-facing camera. Okay, so that adds to the huge possibilities of the use cases that this device can be used for. The camera itself is a HD camera. It can record video. It can beam back the video using the Wi-Fi networks or Bluetooth networks. The device itself can run, because it's an Android application or it's an Android CPU. It runs all applications locally. At the same time, it enables you to connect to a companion device like your Android phone and add more power to the applications that you build on top of it. So I'll hand it over to VK to take us through the use cases.
Yeah, and we will again rope in Abhay after the use cases slides are over, and we are going to show you actual how it works. So probably what we are going to do is that, okay, we will be beaming back. So you can't, as of now, you can't see what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of things on my glass here, but once I beam it back on the projector, okay, you can also able to see what I'm seeing here. So that we will do in a while. And my request to you is keep inside your mind, or keep noting all the questions, okay, you might have. I'm sure you have a lot of questions. We will be happy to answer that, okay, as soon as we are through with a structured demonstration, and ask as many things as you can ask. So please keep on noting as we go forward. Sure? How is it going so far? Are you finding it exciting? Something like a cyborg and all, right? And it is very much real, okay? When I take you through, okay, you can realize that this is not what we wanted to see 10 years down the line. This is now. right? People have started using it, people have started developing onto it, and then there are industries, okay, where these things are being rolled out. So you can relate it too. So this is like now, the technology is on. So as Abhay has said that, okay, this little Jigmo has got possibly every possible thing available right here in terms of display, in terms of camera, in terms of all possible sensors, and all possible ways of connectivity to the backend system. Only it needs you to develop an app and deploy onto it. And so app development, as you know, is getting easier day by day because a lot of cloud things are available. So you just focus on your business model to create an app and deploy it over there, and it actually does everything for you, right? I will run you through a few more slides coming in, okay, which will showcase you. Please focus on the slides and then try to understand, okay, what it depicts. And the black area on the slide is the black area of the slide is the display. All the black area, if you see there actually, right? So in all the coming slides, for 5 of them, the black area of the slide is the display of the glass. And then, okay, you see and think about it, okay, what kind of display is happening over there. And we will talk about it. I'll explain how does people are building applications. What you see on the top one is the exploded diagram of some manufacturing, right? Okay, probably it is a gearbox or something of a vehicle, and then there is an exploded diagram of the gearbox is visible over there. And how does people uses it? And what is the beauty of the glass? The beauty of the glass application is all the time your hands are free. And this is a build for hands-on people who uses their hands all the time to do things. And how they were able to do it before, okay, before they able to do it, okay, by means of say many of the devices, okay, when they carry along with them, and then the fix of something, and then say look at the device or look at the manual, and again say go back to do something. And it was a very killer productivity thing actually, means, okay, they're losing a lot of productivity, okay, by referring to other areas and not focusing on their job. And try to relate to a scenario, okay, where the display or the help is visible on the glass. It is a full-blown box how to, and then if I'm fixing it or creating into an assembly line, I just focus on doing it. My both hands are free all the time. And whatever information I need it, okay, this is available to me on my line of sight. I just keep on doing it. If I need help, I look in the glass, I see this thing over there, and then I take help and keep on doing it. See other areas, see other use cases. Okay. See some of the other use cases actually. The guy is fixing a pipeline on remote, and then he's also recording it. So since it has a camera, as Abhay has mentioned, this has got a full HD camera here. Okay, while you're doing it, okay, you can record it over there, right, for future references, or building up a skill how-to, so that after you are done, the people outside can use the recording. And then, okay, you can also take say calls into it. It is an Android device. Okay, it has a capability to connect on internet. Okay, you can receive calls. So while you are doing it, okay, in the meantime, there is a call, an incoming call. So this is the way it gets displayed there. So you don't have to shift your attention from your doing things and say pick up your mobile phone. As on today, it is my personal experience, and let me share it with you. I hope the same is being experienced by all of you. I call someone to fix something in my house, and I see that half of the time this guy is fixing it, and half of the time he's picking up his call, right? आ रहा हूँ साहब, यहाँ पे हूँ साहब, इधर आ रहा हूँ साहब, right? Yep. It happens to everyone, right? He's fixing it, and half of the time he's taking the call. So disrupting the actual work, okay, that he's supposed to do. So the time is more, and the focus on the job is less. right? If you have something like this, all given to enterprise mechanic or enterprise doers, okay, they keep on doing the same thing at the same time. He see who is calling and take the call, right? Absolutely no distraction on the job. Yeah, what do you see here actually? So this also can be used to display the task. I need to do something or follow some of the steps to complete a job. And normally I get my checklist on either my phone, iPad, or a notepad or something like this. And I keep on checking those checklists and making it okay. And if this is the display I have in front of my eyes all the time, and which reminds me that, okay, confirm, I think you can read it all from the back, right? Yeah? So confirms a water seal and trim piece installation. So this is an enforced, I think, message which is thrown to me to make sure that I confirm these kind of steps and said okay, and which goes in the backend system without focusing my attention on the work. And it can also be able to display real-time data when I'm visiting the plant and all. So a lot of time, I'll give you one small example now again. So every plant, every store, every warehouse, every hospital, every construction site, okay, have a role of a supervisor, right? And what does the supervisor normally do? A supervisor job is that to make rounds and say check for ambiguities, analytics. So he has a checklist. Okay, he run things against the checklist and make sure that everything is perfectly all right. So this the first thing actually is basically for a supervisor in any of the industry on which once he's taking a round, he always being fed with the real-time data so that he can say that things are all right. And if the things are not all right, okay, he can activate a voice a command or a gesture command to raise a ticket on the ticketing system or complaint system. The same in the last slide, this thing, or cable installation, guidance. Okay, so I'll stop here for a moment. Okay. How is it going so far? You're not sleeping, right? Are you able to relate it to some of your thoughts? Can't hear. Okay, great.
Have you guys started thinking about use cases where you could see, this device in action or this technology in action? Can somebody quickly just give an example? Wonderful. Used for blind people. So camera can see what they cannot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, and they can hear it. Okay, they can speak, right? So although they cannot see, all they can do is that, okay, they can speak actually to activate something, and they hear everything, right? And then, okay, once they wanted to show other people, okay, what is there around them, okay, the camera is there, okay, which is always say beaming back to the support center or the elderly care or something, okay, what they can able to see. Yeah, telemedicine is one. Okay, telemedicine actually is a heavy utilization of these kind of glasses. It can be used for remote surgeries. It can be used for remote diagnostic or remote patient care, on which if a doctor is performing a surgery, operation, or diagnostic, okay, first of all, he can always see what the patient details are there on the screen. So he doesn't have to refer to a computer or a laptop to see the patient details, okay, from the patient care system, right? So, and the second is that he can always see step-by-step instructions to follow the surgery or operations or daycare, etc., etc. So all I'm saying is that the thinking is a limitation. That's the only thing we have into it.
Right. Taking the same case forward, actually an experiment was conducted using similar glasses where a medical or a open heart surgery was conducted in an hospital, and the surgeon or the expert surgeon was supporting the doctor or the surgeon from a remote location. So the surgeon was saying, and he was beaming the video back and the expert doctor or expert surgeon who was sitting, some other part of the world, he actually guided this doctor to perform the open heart surgery. So a perfect use case saves a life, right?
I'll take you through, I think, 4 or 5 slides. Okay, these are typically enterprise grade use cases. Okay, you may not be able to understand it, then ask the questions in the question hour. The idea, I think my goal here at, when I finish in another hour or so, the goal here to give you enough input to start thinking about it, that you have an opportunity to develop applications and deploy them on glass. Right, and these are some of the areas, okay, which is heavily in demand in terms of enterprise applications. And mostly, if you go through the slides, after all, I'll keep the slide, one slide for 4 or 5 minutes, okay, so that you can still have a read onto what is a pretty busy, I can say busy slide. I hope you all can be able to read it out. Everything okay? Yeah. So these are enterprise grade applications, okay, that I'm building and a lot of other people are also building in, where it is defined that, okay, what are the use cases and the benefits and what kind of target organizations are looking to build this kind of application, and what are the users, and some of the example scenarios, and then the augmented reality technology is being used in. So I think we missed, or probably we have added upon, that the glass is augmented reality smart glass. I believe you might be having some understanding about augmented reality. There are 2 things, I think, a buzzword, augmented reality and virtual reality. I'll take help of Abhay to highlight a little bit on augmented reality and virtual reality before we go back again onto this.
I'm sure everybody here has heard about games being built, augmented reality, virtual reality games, right? So what's all about it? What's virtual reality and what's augmented reality? Does anybody want to take a shot at it? Virtual reality? Anybody? Okay, virtual reality is something that doesn't exist, but through the use of the software, we create something. Now imagine, you're sitting inside a vehicle or a car service station or a car sales office, and the guy wants you to take a virtual tour of the vehicle, right? So he gives you a gadget, a gizmo, you put it on, and you start moving around, and you get a feel of you are actually sitting inside a car, right? And you see what features are, you can turn back, see how spacious the leg room is and stuff like that. So all of this doesn't exist. You are actually sitting in a chair, but everything is created. This virtual world has been created for you. Now this is the virtual reality. On the other hand, augmented reality is the reality that actually exists, that is augmented with, or it is supported by some information that is displayed on top of it. An example, let's say you are walking down a street in New York, right? And you're new to New York, you don't know how to go around, right? So you put this glass on, or you have your phone on, you just point it in some direction, right? Now the camera of your phone is on, so it is capturing the reality as is, and now on top of it, it is telling you that it looks like McDonald's is here, and if you go 2 kilometers or 2 miles from here, you'll see the Chase Bank, right? There is an ATM right out there. So all this information, it is not really virtual, right? You are looking at it through the camera, it's all in front of you, and is augmented by some more information that makes more sense to you at that point of time, at that location. That's pretty much what the device allows us to do here. The SDK or software development kit, right? The technical folks could understand that. The SDK that is shipped with the device is highly capable of allowing developers to build multiple different type of applications, and then there are supported industry recognized SDKs which can be used to build applications that support augmented reality or virtual reality on top of these glasses. So again, the capabilities or the opportunities are unlimited. Now with this augmented reality put in place, image recognition. You must have heard about applications where people walking around in the shops, right? They take out their camera, just point it to a box, let's say something, let's say a headphone, right? A headphone box. Now looking at that image, the application can capture that image, render a 3D video on top of your mobile screen, augmenting the information, right? This is how it is supposed to be used. This is how much it costs at these 4 popular sites. So you may want to purchase it from there. So all of this is actually augmenting the reality and making the user more knowledgeable and take right decisions at right moment. Over to you, Vicky.
Thanks. So the example of augmented reality devices are these kind of glasses. And how this is relate to augmented reality? Okay, this doesn't hinder your line of vision. So yeah, while I'm wearing this, I can see and do everything, okay, which I wanted to do with both of my eyes. On top of it, okay, if I want to augment my process or my skills or my doing, I wear these glasses, so which is augmented the way I do things. I think with the help of a video or voice or say whatever, right? And the virtual reality, as Abhay said, it doesn't exist, right? So you have to experience it. And to experience a virtual reality, you have to wear the complete set of, probably, I think many of you might have seen a few of the devices, okay, which you wear completely on your head. And this actually takes you into a different world. By way of say vision and by way of experience, and mostly they are being used for gamings, and they are being used for just a second. And yeah, mostly they are used for high-end gaming, and they are used for some kind of experience, okay, which is not available into flesh and bone. I'll give you one example, okay. You may laugh onto it, but still I'll share it. A very large travel company in UK has set up a booth outside the marriage house, outside a marriage office. And so what they wanted to do is that, okay, they have created a virtual reality application, and as soon as the people are coming out after getting married, they actually ask them if you wanted to experience some kind of travel experience with you. And all they have done is that, okay, they built a travel application. And then the newly married couples actually, they take them into the booth and ask them to wear the glass. And then they want, and all the glass was showing is some kind of virtual reality video of say great honeymoon places like Hawaii and Bahamas and all. And the goal actually was to excite the honeymoon couples and book a honeymoon and travel. And this is a very practical scene, a practical use case, right? Isn't it? Yeah. So all newly married couples excited to go on honeymoons, and the company wanted to give them a virtual experience of Bahamas or Hawaii, right? All the beautiful beaches and etc. and all, and they got excited and booked a honeymoon package there. Right? So
anybody here wants to try it out?
Probably somewhere down the line. Most of you are pretty young, so okay. So I'm sure that we might have given you some understanding on the augmented reality and the virtual reality. Today's topic is augmented reality. So this glass is for augmented reality, yeah, which augments the way you do things, okay, by means of many ways. So far you might have gone through the slides. So these are into the field service. The application on the glass, okay, can be used for field service. Another beautiful use case is on the airplane. Okay, when we go into airplane and we push a button for water or coffee or tea, actually the air hostess today doesn't know who we are. and what we like. So this is the way they can wear the glass. And then if you happen to see these displays, I don't know from that far you can happen to see these. All these boxes, okay, all these boxes are displayed on the glass. And even before the crew member reach out to me, okay, they know all my preferences, all what my name is, okay, how old I am, where I am sitting, and what I'm looking for. So actually very proactive approach, or probably rather a very personalized approach when I'm reaching out to something. So this is a very, very needed into passenger I think travel or hospitality industry, on which the personalization is the key to success. And when I reach to someone, I should be having all the information of his preferences, names, okay, what he likes, what he doesn't like, and then okay, so my offering to him or her, okay, will be very customized, okay, right from the beginning. All these things I think will be on the social of SEED. So after this session, so don't worry if you do not able to capture all of them, because these are available on social of SEED Infotech after this. So you can say refer it on YouTube or all the channels. And another use case is into industrial manufacturing, assembly line. So the customer, all the workers are, all the workers are assembling parts, and then okay, they are being fed on the real time the information about how to fix up the parts and all. I'll give you, I will relate it to one of the very real life scenario. Probably how many of you actually know about vehicle recall or product recall? Yeah. And the product recall is that I created a product had gone into the market, and the people have started using it. I came to know that it has a potential issue at the time of assembly. And then as a responsible manufacturer, I call a product recall to fix something, right? And the product recall always happens, okay, because the guy who is fixing it, okay, actually doesn't know some of the real changes, okay, which has happened on the parts. And he keeps on fixing it at the same time, but the product parts have changed and he is not updated enough, right? So this can help them during the assembly that, okay, when I fix thing, okay, even though the way the parts need to be fixed up, or if the parts specification gets changed, I'm still being updated here, okay, so that I do it completely right. Actually, to minimize the product recall and increase the quality of your product, and thus increasing the satisfaction to the customer. Also, it can be used into product inspection. Thanks. So quality is one of the major deal maker or breaker. Anything you do, right? Anything you do in life, the quality is a major deal breaker or maker. Right, so this glass says, okay, can be application, can be built on the glass, okay, to augment the experience on the product experience, and focus on the target organization. I'll take a minute of you to actually concentrate here. So if you see the target organization, actually you realize that the scope of this work is not only IT. You build application to suit or deliver almost all possible a kind of industry like automotive, electronics, defense, aerospace, agriculture, telecommunication, or logistics, automation, energy, naval. So I'm again repeating that I think limitation is only on our thought to create application, okay, but the scope, okay, can be addressed to a wide array of industry. So ultimately opening up a very large opportunity for I think every one of us to create applications on glass and to target any one of these industries to use it. A training, okay, you all know training, right? Most of you, right? Some of you give training, some of you take training, right? Okay, so in job, in field, hands-on training. Okay, what happens in training? Okay, training, okay, I took the liberty to, tell you one thing. As soon as you finish your training and go in the field, there's a big gap, right? Okay, you wanted to utilize all the knowledge of the training, okay, actually you got in the classroom on the job. And then, okay, many of you, including me, I most of the time, okay, feel, okay, while doing a job that I need hand holding. I got trained on the training, but I'm missing something. I forgot something. And it is a human tendency that anybody cannot remember everything which is told in the training, right? So when I go to perform my job, although this was being taught to me in training, I forgot a lot of things, right? I need assistance on job, right? Okay, this is a beautiful use case on which, okay, doing my job on job. So I'm fixing something. I'm just giving a dummy picture here of say vehicle fixing, but this can be applied anywhere. When I'm fixing it or creating something and I need help at that level, right? I cannot say go back to my trainer. I cannot I go back to my peers to ask help, right? If I can get help here at the time of doing it, I think I'll be able to do things, okay, much more in a better way than before. Are you agree with me so far? Is it related to some of your thoughts now? At least the thought process started building up? Thank you.
Just yesterday, my car broke down. It's a real life example, right?
Wow.
So I had to park it on along the roadside, and I called my friend who happens to own a garage in our service center in Kothrood. So I asked him, if my car broke down, it's not starting, so something looks not right. What should I do? And he said he'll send somebody to look at it. So sure enough, in few minutes that guy arrives. He opens the hood, looks at it. I don't know what's happening. So how to move forward, right? So he calls back back my friend, and he starts guiding him. So ये हुआ है क्या, वो हुआ है क्या, ये check करो, go under the hood, go under the car, see क्या हो रहा है. Now we lost about an hour trying to find out what's happening. Finally, what they ended up doing is they called a tow truck and towed my vehicle to the service, and that's where they figured out that the V drive belt was broken, right? It was jammed. Possibly a perfect use case for a remote service technician,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, thanks, Abhay. Yeah, one of the application we recently built onto it is a remote service technician or remote field technician. And what Abhay has mentioned just now is a perfect use case for remote service technician, on which the technician, okay, comes to you or goes anywhere to fix something, and he needs extended support, right? He cannot do things on his own, okay? Either he has to refer to a how-to manual, or even after that, okay, he needs extended support to call to someone and take advice. And then, okay, these all, okay, need to be done, okay, by keeping both the hands free so that he can do things, right? And currently it is not happening. So applications on the glass actually allow you to refer to the videos, how-to videos. At the same time, you keep on fixing things. And even if you can't do it, okay, you can say call from here, extended support. And on the back end, okay, you can say show the video what is being, what situation in which actually you are in. So if this would have been with Abhay, okay, he can say fire up the glass camera and say beam say back to video on any of devices, either Android or computer or iTab or something, so that the extended guy sitting at the workstation or garage, okay, can see exactly what is happening on the field and say guide accordingly. Something like pull the plug or restart it or cut the red cable or anything damaged, because he can be able to see, okay, what you see. So we call it see what I'm seeing. And the meaning is that I'm in field and I'm doing something, I see something. So this is like an extended eye of the service center on the field. I switch on my camera, it sees exactly what I'm seeing and also beams the video back real time to my support center to help me what I'm doing. Okay, so these are some of the use cases. So now, okay, what we will do now is that, okay, I'll take your couple of minutes to have a look at the application, okay, that we built in, and then we will showcase you actually the real applications are running on the glass, okay, with the voice activation. So the request to you that be very, I think, patientful into understanding it. Okay, you may not be able to relate to the functionality which is happening, but at least you can be able to figure out, okay, this is the way it works. And the application, okay, that we are going to show you is a warehouse picking application. So I think you know about warehouses, right? How many of you know about warehouses? Almost all, actually. Very large warehouses. Okay, everyone say buy from Amazon or Flipkart or Jabong or anything, right? All these companies actually owns a large warehouse, and when you order things, the warehouse picker is the guy who goes into warehouse and picks your order, either a phone or a dress or a shoes or a bag or anything, and say put up into the kitty to get it shipped up. And today he does with a handheld RF scanner, okay, which has got a barcode scanner onto it. And he goes to the warehouse, he picks up your phone to be delivered, and he picks up the box and so use his scanner to scan the barcode and so put it into the trolley and move to the next item. You might be thinking that, okay, what is the problem? It's happening good, right? But, okay, if you do more study, okay, you can feel that, okay, there is a lot of, say, productivity drop in time, okay, when he picks up his handheld scanner and scans it, okay, because his hands are not being used to pick. And the basics, the job of a warehouse picker is to pick object, as many as he can pick and put it into trolley for shipment. And in the current scenario, he picks an object, he pulls his RF scanner gun, he scans the barcode and put it into the trolley. And by the use of the hands-free picking app, so our application is augmented reality hands-free picking app, on which the primary goal is to make the picker hands all the time free to pick the objects. And with the help of a camera, or rather the glass, he will be able to see all his picking tasks on the glass, and he go through it one by one, okay, picks the object, fires the camera or the scanner of the glass to scan the barcode, and then say move on to the next item. And completely hands-free. So his hand is basically used to do what he's supposed to do, picking the object. Yeah. So before we go to the actual demo, these are some of the screens, but I think, I don't know whether you're able to see it clearly from there. Yeah. So the black, the window is the glass view. And the picking say tasks are being loaded on the glass view, and then he activates it over voice and keeps picking one by one. I think we'll be able to demonstrate you, I think we will be able to demonstrate you live after a while. I think
just to add to this, VK, the problem of pickers in a warehouse might not be visible. If we just think about an order that you place on Amazon, right? In warehouses like Amazon or Flipkart, warehouses are, they are set up in like acres of land, and you imagine thousands of shelves put up in the warehouse, and about more than 1,000 orders being placed every second, right? Imagine the life of a picker who has to pick about 400 objects in an hour. Right, we aim to double the efficiency with this solution. Now, for any company like Amazon or any company that has a warehouse of this size, their profit margins and everything, they start right at the picking level. Right.
Yeah. Just to give you some data before we start on the actual demonstration of this app, how it works. So currently, okay, if you wanted to know some data, almost like 54% of the warehouse logistics cost is going into picking. Almost like more than half of the warehouse cost is going only into picking. And currently, a picker actually picks around 460 to 480 objects every hour. So every hour actually, 400 plus object every hour. And then industry is not happy with it actually, because the demand is even more. Demand is to pick around say 900 or 1000 objects per picker, okay, per hour. And there is no way he can do it with his current tool set and current I think software. And the glass picking, okay, allows him to double his productivity by making him completely hands-free. So both of his hands are only doing picking, and he can easily see the picking task and say browse through it, activate it over voice, and almost like say double the capability of his picking process. So that's a very real life scenario of object picker in warehouse. I'll hand over the glass to Abhay, and he will say try to set it up, the application. Next. Confirm. 1. Pick. 1. Barcode. Just a second. We are rendering the display of this from here. So little say barcode. Barcode. Complete. Next. Confirm. Confirm. 2. Okay, some of the this thing is there. Yeah, so pick 2. This is the wrong box, so it should not pick it up actually. Item number 2. Item number 1 has already been picked up. Barcode. Barcode. Stop taking it. Barcode. Barcode. I think it's not picking it up. Barcode.
Yeah, we probably need to restart the voice service.
Voice on. Barcode. Yeah, I hope I given you some indication how it works. Right? Okay. Did you follow it up? Okay, what happened? I was a warehouse picker. I went to warehouse and so wear the glass. So I'm not say carrying any of my iPad or phone or my textbook where I know where my objects are. Right? I was a warehouse picker. I gone into warehouse on my shift to pick the objects. I wear this glass, and the list of the picking objects are displayed on the glass. and I iterated with the objects, and then it allowed me to pick the object and scan the barcode using my voice commands. And this is a very rudimentary, a very entry level and easy workflow of a picking say process. After that, okay, what the glass also do is that it displays the map of the warehouse and actually assist me into location, okay, where I have to go to pick the glass object, right? A second challenge in the warehouse is how I optimize my movement. Okay, warehouses are big, super big actually, acres and acres of area, right? So ein picker need to optimize his movement, okay, so that he can say, reduce the wasted movement into a series of say picking object. And the second augmented reality assistance, okay, which the glass it does is that I can say map, and it will say load me map of the area on which the object is, and show me where to go. Actually, to pinpoint exactly with every object picking, it gives me a best possible route to go and pick the object, and thus tremendously reducing on my efficiency of traveling between places to pick the object.
Vicky, if I may add, we just talked about an indoor positioning system, right? We all use Google Maps. We all used to use MapQuest maps long back. All these technologies, they rely on satellites, right, which are across the globe, right? You need at least 7 satellites to uniquely map your location. And using satellite signals, Google tells you where you are at the moment, right, and how you are moving. All of this is good when you are outside, right, but actually doesn't work at all when you are inside a premise or inside a building where the satellite signals are not reachable. So we devised a technique called indoor positioning system. What it does is it uses some of the assets of an enterprise or assets of a building to develop an algorithm similar to what we do in the outside world using the GPS satellites. So what we do here is we record magnetic map of a warehouse or of a building or of a premise, and this magnetic map is nothing but it is generated because of the magnetic field that Earth emits. And for every building or every premise, once it is built, the structure, the fingerprint of the magnetic field is unique, okay, and it can provide wonderful assistance in localizing you inside a warehouse. So we have used that technology here to allow the pickers to locate where they are at the moment and where they want to go to pick the object that they are trying to pick. Driven by voice commands again, the picker can say map. It opens up a map saying the red or blue dot where the picker is actually standing at the moment, and it also shows a blue dot that is the location of the item that he wants to pick up. So using the guided directions, which are again displayed at the eye level, picker can quickly go and avoid the wasted movements. Every minute or 2 minutes added to every pick over a day, it adds to huge amount of time, and there is one of the main reasons of efficiency or productivity loss inside a warehouse.
Yeah, thanks, Abhay. Yeah, so one more opportunity for the techie guys to look into is that, okay, we all know about the GPS, and every phone has got one for location, right? You switch it on the GPS and do a lot of things, right? GPS, it doesn't say work indoor. And there are situations in the warehouses, in malls, in hospital, and a lot of other places on which there is a severe need of precise indoor positioning. And to get a precise indoor positioning, okay, one of the area that you can experiment with, okay, study something about indoor positioning system. And there are many ways to do it. Okay, we are using, say, magnetic triangulation, which is giving us an accuracy of around 30 centimeter or something, 3 centimeter or 30 centimeter of the object. So that is a level of high accuracy you can achieve, okay, using the magnetic triangulation algorithm. Other algorithm to use it, a wireless triangulation, on which in a closed room, like this, it senses, the algorithm senses out the change in the wireless signal, and depending upon that, it pinpoint the accuracy or some kind of pinpoint coordinate. Limitation of the wireless triangulation is that on a very large area, wireless, if you have say many access points, the wireless signal set doesn't change a lot. So achieving a pinpoint accuracy is difficult into wireless. Although achieving a very pinpoint accuracy using the magnetic triangulation is very good. I can say 30 centimeter accuracy of the object. So this is also one of the area of great interest, okay, which industry is looking at actually to develop solutions, okay, which utilizes indoor positioning system.
Through Android, it has become very easy for enthusiasts to quickly go back, connect your phones. So the whole technology is actually at your fingertips. It's very easy to experiment.
Right.
The world is wide open.
Yeah. All these most of these devices are running Android, and they have their SDK. SDK you might be knowing, software development kit, right? So you can experiment with the openly available SDK, either of the device or any third-party SDK, which allows you to create apps and then experiment with it. I'll skip this. This is one of another platform, okay, that I'm building now, but I'll skip this slide. I'll go through pretty busy slide. I don't know whether you can see it from the back or not, but I think let me touch base a few, minutes on saying everything is okay, but okay, what are the opportunity exists today, and how the industry or an individual are looking to capitalize on this opportunity of say wearable, right? So as we mentioned that, okay, it can be two kinds of augmented reality or virtual reality, and some of the devices available are there, okay, don't worry to note it down, okay, these will be anyway available after this, right? So this is like Vuzix glass, okay, that's we are using it. So you can also have Oculus Rift, okay, which is a completely wearable glass, which allows you to create a virtual reality application and completely immersive applications. And how many of you know Google's a Cardboard, a $50, $5 device or $10 device? It comes as a cardboard with two lenses.
You use it? Good.
Great.
Do you actually build applications on it, or are you experimenting with it?
Yeah. So it is a Google free device. Like it comes with two lenses and a cardboard, which you can assemble it all by your own. And I think it is available in India also these days. So you can say buy that Google Cardboard, and right from say day one, okay, you can start say building virtual reality applications on the cardboard. And then there are many of smart say watches are there by Apple, Nissan, Xiaomi, and everything. Okay, that is also another set of say wearable which can contribute to the entire ecosystem to create applications on. And when I say how, so your question will be how is it affecting everyday life, business, industries, and government and all. So I can say that the core idea of say bringing say wearable to work is one, hands-free operation. I increase my productivity, okay, by completely making my hands free all the time. And then this wearable, either it is a glass, or it is a watch, or any kind of, so people are these days creating some kind of like stickers, okay, which is also wearable, which you can stick on your arm, right, and which has a display and all into it, right, any kind of wearable. So the first goal or the way it affects everybody's life is that I keep my hands free and focus on my job, okay, while the rest of the data thing or the software or the data happens on the wearable, and thus to increase the productivity. And what are the prerequisites? Okay, I'll take some questions also onto it, but the prerequisites are that, okay, you need to know mobile technology, any sort or the other. Android, app, all SDKs, Apples, and probably I know everyone does development on Android these days. Training centers are available. A lot of say open source material is available to experiment with. Okay, you need to know mobile say technology or mobile development platform to start onto it. And if you happen to know a little bit of say basic hardware stuff, hardware means okay some sort of say protocol or some sort of say connectivity like USB, Bluetooth, wireless, hardware display, some kind of like say memory and the CPU utilization, etc., etc. Some of the basic hardware stuff. These glasses, okay, we are not going to assemble it. Okay, they are professional companies, as we mentioned earlier. This company is a 17-year-old company, Vuzix, and for a decade and more, they are the largest supplier of eyewear to U.S. military, right? So we are not going to build this all these hardwares. We are going to use it, okay. But once we are going to use it, okay, we definitely need to know some of the basics of hardware. And going forward, let me also add it upon. And this is really important. Okay, some of I think you may not, I think like it, appreciate it, but let me tell you where we are going. Only software, okay, doesn't have a big future. The software has to combine with a platform, a hardware, or something to make it work completely all together, right? So as early stage as you are, I think about software is an add-on, okay, which can go into a platform or a device. So only software, I think if you feel that I'll keep doing only Java and wanted to make a big career out of it, okay, not possible, right? Software is enabler. Okay, you create applications or software and say deploy it on the device or on the hardware and say make it say work as a whole. So I think device or the hardware knowledge is a must. And a basic understanding of okay, what augmented reality or the virtual reality is. Okay, you need to understand the theory of it. Okay, what is augmented reality, what is virtual reality, and what kind of things okay, you can do with augmented and virtual reality. And so this will help you into identifying some kind of solution okay, which you can say build on. And I have already given you enough information on the target I think domain or the target companies or some of the target areas on which you can create your application on.
Good part of all of this is most of the software that we are talking about here is all open source. Okay, so it's not proprietary. What that means for all of us is if you have access to internet, if you have a device and a computer, that's all you need to move forward. So jump onto it, hook up to internet, look at the virtual reality, augmented reality softwares, Java, Android, everything is free for all of our use. So go ahead and explore it.
Yeah. Next is that okay, what you have to do to start onto it, and literally nothing actually. You download the SDK, install the simulator on your laptop, and starts building the app. So that's all you need. You need to just have the SDK, and as I have said, most of the things are free to experiment. SDK is free, the simulator is free, Android platform is free, right? So you just have to build it all together on your development environment, and from day one, okay, you can start experimenting with it. Absolutely need anything beyond that to start onto it. And in case if you are looking for, I think where I can get more information about it, okay, someone does the training for it, or some certifications are available, some sort of internet material I can see into. I think you are anywhere at the right place. Okay, SEED is I think pioneer from last 25 years onto the training and all. So they have a lot of programs. Okay, they will be coming up with a lot of programs like this, wearable and smart devices and IoT, etc. Actually to get you trained on, and then provide you necessary certification to make you enable to face the industry.
technology is moving really, really fast. While we are speaking about this, few years down the line, it's going to hit us like anything, right? So I think better be ready and start talking about these things. Everybody is going to get affected with this in some way or another.
Right. And the industry has just started opening up onto wearable. As on today, if you ask me, there are very few companies who develop applications on this, but as Abhay has said, another give it 6 months or maybe an year. Every company, every IT service, every product company, will be certainly doing some bit or the other to create applications on any form of wearable. So I think the opportunity is just around the door, and we are sailing in a very right time. Start learning quickly, start building. It can give you a very large career opportunity. It can actually give you exposed to a lot of new development, I can say paradigm, and you should be very happy developing all these because these are pretty futuristic and there to remain. So I think with this, I'm almost done with what we have to speak or showcase. I'm sure you have, I think, gained something out of this. Probably we'll open the Q&A with this.